Hi, welcome to Quackalope. I'm West, here Mingo, and as you can see today, I don't have a game in front of me. This is a different video. I just want to put that one out there. This isn't a video about a game at all. If you are not interested in hearing about stuff that happened in my life and something really cool that happened in my life after something really horrible happened, then please go watch something else. And I don't mean that in a mean way. This isn't a game video, so I completely understand if this isn't up your alley. I get it. No worries. We'll be back to doing game stuff later. And I guess trigger warning, if anyone really important in your life has passed away, you probably don't want to watch this video because I might sob like a baby at some point during it. I'm going to do my best to hold it together because it's been a few months now, but I feel like we're also talking about something super awesome that maybe I'll be able to make it through without too much difficulty. But you never know, grief hits you in weird ways. So, let me explain what this video is all about. For those of you who don't know, December was a really crazy month for me. So, October I started full-time. I quit my other job working at the winery and started working here. It's the greatest decision I've made as far as my career goes. This is the best job I've ever had in my entire life. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be in front of with you guys, sharing games, playing things, and giving my opinions, even if you don't like them sometimes. It's cool. It's great. Then December happened. We had PAX. PAX was amazing. That was my first PAX convention, which was very cool. My first convention as a full representative of the Quackalope community. So that was really cool. And then shortly after PAX, we came back and started filming some things. And then we were like really far ahead on filming things. And then my dad passed away. Now, a little bit of a caveat there is that for the last couple of years, my dad has been dealing with some memory issues. And I would say dementia, Alzheimer's, somewhere in that realm. It wasn't horrible, but the person who was my father hasn't been around for about 6 years. He's still there. He was still there. You could still see him. You could still catch him every now and again. But like the jovial, excited person that he was, the person who would tell tons of stories, you could give him one tiny little word and he could talk for about like 4.5 hours. I don't know where I get it from. That person hadn't been around for a while. But at the same time, he was still very much my father. And it was trying to adjust to that new world. But he ended up having a dual thoracic aneurysm. I believe that's what they called it. So in the chest above the heart, he had an aneurysm, and below the heart, he had an aneurysm. And they had to do a crazy surgery on him, and it was supposed to be a 10-hour surgery. It ended up being about 15, 16 hours, which was just really way too long. And he'd never came back out of it, unfortunately. They sewed him up. They couldn't get it all finished. And when they went to bring him back into the ICU to just kind of hold on to him there and give him a couple of days under, like in whatever you want to call it, not where you're out of it. You're not really around. They just keep you under, whatever that word is. They weren't able to bring him back out, and he passed away under that. And it was really challenging for me because in my life, he was the guy. My parents divorced when I was 2. I lived with my dad full time. I got to see my mom every other weekend, and we went. I would sometimes spend summers with my mom, but the vast majority of the time I was with my dad. So my dad was kind of like my mom and my dad together in a way. My mom's still very much my mom, but my dad had to fill a role that wasn't a traditional father role in some ways. So we were very close. And some might say that we were closer than the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, this apple was still hanging on in some ways. It's weird as I reach for things now as an adult. I look down and sometimes I see my father's hand as opposed to mine, and it's just really strange. I see a lot of the mannerisms and things that I do are very similar to his. He didn't have as beautiful a beard as I do, but he had a wonderful goatee and a fabulous smile, and he was just a great guy. Very hard to live with at times, but still a great guy. But anyway, he passed away, and that was a rough one. That's the first time, my grandparents had passed away, and they had kind of, I'd lived with them, had them in my life when I was younger, quite a bit, and I saw them quite often, and they were very, very important to me and in my life, and so at that point, all of my grandparents had passed away, and the only thing I had left were my parents, so my mom and my dad, and with my dad passing away, it was very challenging. It was a very, very difficult time for me. And I'm still dealing with it. Like, I don't think you ever get past it. I really don't. There'll be days where I'm just sitting there and all of a sudden, like, some stupid song will come on. Like, I was watching Top Gun the other day, the new one. And I didn't even realize it until we started watching it, that it was Top Gun was my dad's favorite movie. And that song, heading on the highway, think you're there to try the road. That song, Highway to the Danger Zone, my dad's favorite song. It didn't even hit me until we were watching it that's what it was. Threw off the entire rest of the night. I don't think I slept all night. Like, just those memories and stuff coming back. It was crazy. But anyway, the whole point of this is I wanted something to remember him by beyond the things that I have. Like, you'll see me wearing this necklace. This actually was his. This is a Spanish galleon from a sunken ship that he had put on a necklace. I think it's amazing. He never wore it because he was worried that it would get messed up. And I have learned since his passing that things are meant to be worn. Things are meant to be cherished and adored and seen. If you don't have them near you, if you don't use them, then what are you doing? Why are they there? What's the point? So I wear this. Wear it all the time. Wear it every day. It reminds me of him, and I love it. It makes me very happy. So I wanted to find some way to do that for my children. And I didn't really have anything specific from my dad that would work necessarily for them. But again, this is where it gets a little weird. My dad was cremated. And in his cremains were these things. If you can see that there. My dad had an artificial hip and he had an artificial shoulder. The gentleman who I started asking people around, and I said, hey, I wonder, can I have these things? And they said, yeah, it'll come out in the cremains. You'll be able to get them at that point. So I had them pull these pieces off so that they would be in a different bag. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. So I'm sorry if it doesn't come out right. But yeah, so it was in a separate thing. So his ashes were in one thing and these were in something else. Obviously there wasn't a quarter in there, but that was just for size. So please forgive me there. But these were all the different things that were there. And I said, I wonder if you can actually do something with this stuff. I hadn't heard if you could. I know it's titanium because it's the one metal that is accepted in all of your body, I guess. So I said, I started looking around, and I started going on Etsy and places like that, and was wondering if someone out there, a blacksmith, might be able to take this medical grade titanium and do something with it. Make memories for me, and for my kids. And I found someone who said they'd be willing to try. Now, I used to engrave things, and one of the things we always said was you can't engrave something that's irreplaceable. Obviously, these things are irreplaceable. I can't get another dad, have him do surgery to put titanium bars in his body, him die, and then go through cremation and then take these things and get a whole new one. It doesn't work like that, obviously. Apologize if that's kind of crass, but you know what I'm trying to say. There isn't a way to get new ones of these if something happens and they don't work. If you remember correctly, I said, I don't care about things. I just want to try something. I don't know if it's going to work. So I reached out to this guy at Full Heart Forge. His name's Mike. He was the first guy to say, yeah, I'll be happy to try. Just understand that I may not be able to do anything with it because titanium is insanely strong. And now it's gone through a heating process and it's going to be charred and all this other stuff. So I might not be able to do anything with it at all. And I said, you know what? That's okay. If you can't do anything with it, I'm totally fine with that. If it gets completely destroyed in the process of you trying to make something with it, I'm completely fine with that. Whatever the cost, you tell me, I'll take care of it. I just want something for my kids, and I want something for myself. I said, I don't care what it is, a bracelet, a knife, a band, ring, anything. A necklace. Just make something unique and different that I can give to my kids. I have 3 of them. And I'd like to have something for myself. And you have free reign, carte blanche. Do what you will. And I will pay whatever the cost is. I don't care. This is something very important, very special to me. I would really like the opportunity to have these for my children. And I said, there's only one caveat. I really want you to at least take pictures, if not videos, of you making these things. And it doesn't have to be like 100% of the time, just little snippets of this and that. And, I just want to see it. I just want to see the process. And if it completely goes to heck, I don't care. But that's all I asked for. And the guy said, okay, I got you. Let me see what I can do. So I shipped it off. And he was in contact with me several times and said, we're working on it. I think we've got an idea of what we're going to do. He told me several times that this metal is just extremely hard. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to be able to do with it, but I think I can do something for you. And about 2 weeks ago, so this is the beginning of April, he sent me a message and he said it's done. And then he sent me a video.
What's up, Dad?
Hey, what's up, son?
What's going on?
I just got this interesting message from a guy who he's mourning the loss of his dad, and his dad had some artificial shoulder, artificial hip, and he wants to send it to us to see if we can make something special out of it for them to remember their dad.
All right, so what are you gonna do?
We're gonna make some badass stuff for him to remember his dad with.
He put some storytelling effort into it that I was completely not expecting. And that video means so much to me. Part of the reason why I loved it so much was because I couldn't talk to my children and tell them everything without crying. And as much as I'd love to say I'm a big hard boy and that I never cry, dude, I'm a soft little teddy bear, and emotions get to me. And as much as I try not to cry in certain circumstances, I also think it's healthy for your children to see you cry as an adult, because emotions are okay for us to have. And if we don't allow our emotions to escape at times, especially when we're under significant stress, and we're dealing with massive grief, you're not going to have a balanced kid, a balanced person in general, if you don't allow yourself grief in some form or fashion, whatever that is to you. Maybe it's not crying to you, maybe it's blowing stuff up, maybe it's driving really fast. All of those things might be a little reckless. Crying seems a little better in my opinion. Anyway, I was able to show that video to my children, and then I presented them with the necklaces that he made. And I wanted to show them here because I think they're absolutely amazing. I think he did an incredible job. So if you remember what that piece looked like, again, I'll bring up the picture here. This is what we started with. Yeah, this piece here on the side, okay? And this is where we ended. Three very unique necklaces. This one has some very interesting blue color here at the bottom. This one's mostly blue. This one has the very unique piece in the center. It's a nice little hole. These are just absolutely unique, very cool pieces that I was completely blown away by. And I think that they're amazing. And that's not even the coolest part. My children now have these. I borrowed them so that I could come back here and do this video. And the main reason I'm doing this video is because he refuses to let me pay him anything. I don't understand that. I appreciate it very much, don't get me wrong. And I'm sure this would be hundreds of dollars, if not more. But the whole idea of this was that I'd have a memento that means something to me and my children. And this guy got it. He understood. And he wanted to do and be a part of that process and be a part of that story, because that's what this was about. This was part of a story. This was me putting together a memento, a book, a video of memories of my dad, and this was going to be part of it. But he went above and beyond, created his own video, made these absolutely beautiful things for my children, and then he made me this. I don't even know what to say. This is gorgeous. It's probably the most beautiful letter opener I've ever seen in my life. This is burl wood. It's a burl wood handle. This is the titanium section that goes through. You can see clearly made a knife edge to it, and then somehow managed to do this really unique twisting bend part here. That's just, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. I love this. I love it with every part of my being. This is the coolest thing that I could have possibly imagined. And I don't even know how to say thank you beyond saying thank you. Truly, truly thank you. These are incredible. My children love them. This is amazing. I love it. I can use it in opening things for the channel. I can, obviously open things when they come to my house. So every opportunity that's out there for me to open things, I will be doing it and remembering my dad. And I already remember my dad when I play games, because he's the one who taught me how to play board games as a kid. So this is just a beautiful full circle that came all the way back around. And Full Heart Forge. Ladies and gentlemen, Full Heart Forge is where all of this came through, and I owe them the deepest debt of gratitude. I don't even know how to say thank you enough. I truly don't. I asked to pay several times. He said I owe him absolutely nothing. He just wanted to be part of this. And I really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all of that. I really do. And if there's anything in the world that I can do for you, please let me know. If you guys need anything, someone you love has passed away and they've got some of these things, maybe it's an opportunity for you. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if he ever wants to do more of these or not. I hope so, because they're really cool. I hope that none of my relatives pass away anytime soon with any of this stuff, because I don't want to have to go through it again. But at the same time, this is an amazing memento that I will cherish forever. And I just, again, want to say thank you so much to the folks at Full Heart Forge for everything. You made a horrible, terrible experience in my life be somewhat better in a great way. And my children love these necklaces. They're extremely happy to have them. And watching your video so that I didn't have to say it out loud to them and explain the whole situation, you should have seen the look on their faces when they saw everything. It was amazing. I know I'm rambling now, but I've earned the opportunity to ramble, so I apologize for the extra 30 seconds this is going to be, but I truly couldn't have asked for anything better. I'm so incredibly thankful. And if you guys need any blacksmithing, please take an opportunity to check out Full Heart Forge. I'll definitely put a link down below in the video. Check them out. Buy something from them. Support their Etsy store. I don't know. anything you can do, send him a note, say thank you, thanks for taking care of our Mingo or whatever. I don't know, but thank you. Truly, truly thank you. And for everybody watching, thanks for listening. I made it all the way through without crying, which is pretty impressive. I think part of this is this, honestly, because this makes me very happy. And I didn't know how happy that would make me. But this really, truly takes a lot of the pain away from that loss. These little mementos, as silly as they seem, they truly do make me feel better. And I think that's what part of healing is finding things to make yourself feel better in one way or another. Making beauty out of tragedy is oftentimes important. So, well, there you go. Whatever the case, whatever you do, grieve as necessary. And find ways to create beauty out of something terrible, because then it won't be as bad. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.